Good morning, my friends. All right, I've had a number of clients, friends, followers reach out and be like, Rachel, I'm going through so much stuff. What the heck is going on? So let me give you a little clarity on the intensity of the energy right now. So for one, Saturn is in conjunction with Jupiter right now, which essentially just means that they're getting very close together. And that peaks on December 21st. And this only happens about every 20 years. Last time this happened was in 2000. But it's also the closest conjunction that these two biggest planets in our solar system have had in 400 years. So when these big planets move and get close to each other, I'm not an astrologer by any means, but what I can tell you is that it means there's big, massive energy shifts happening. So don't be surprised if something goes down around December 21st. So that's happening. So that is shifting energy for the collective, for the whole solar system, for our planet. So if you are sensitive or if you are doing your inner work, you're going to feel stuff like that because you are tapped in. And so part of why, these big cosmic shifts are happening is because we are going through a huge shift as a collective, as humanity on planet Earth. And for those of us who are awake and those of us who are doing the inner work, we are the pioneers in shifting this energy, right? There's a lot of people who are still asleep, who are kind of like not doing the work. But for those who are, we're doing more than just the work for our own selves. We're actually doing this for the collective. So a couple things happening. We're clearing out a ton of low density energy for the collective. So living in fear, having a lot of control, think about just like the women's rights movements, the movements for people of color. All of those things are part of this collective shift that's happening. We are also clearing, so there's a lot of dense energy in that, right? A lot of fear, a lot of anger, a lot of oppression. A lot of that is shifting and moving out. And as dense energy moves out, you feel it, like it can be intense, right? So it can be intense on a personal level and on a collective level. We saw a lot of that happening this year, but it's not over yet. On a soul level, we're clearing out density from our own spirits that we've carried from many incarnations in violent times, in difficult times. We carry an imprint of all of our lifetimes in our soul. It's part of our Akashic records. And so a lot of that is being cleared out right now. So we're not carrying that stuff as we move forward in this lifetime and in future lifetimes. So for those of you doing like emotion code or Reiki or any kind of energy healing, we are moving that stuff out of ourselves. We are also clearing familial karma and familial generational trauma. So let me give you a little example of ancestral mathematics. I'm going to look at my notes here because I want to give you the right numbers. So in order for you to be born, you need 2 parents, right? Pretty straightforward. Then you need 4 grandparents, 8 great-grandparents, 16 second grandparents, 32 third grandparents, 64 fourth grandparents, on and on and on, till you hit 2,048 ninth great-grandparents, okay? That's how much is in our system. And if you go back to 12 generations, you need 4,094 ancestors for you to be alive. So that is your DNA from those 4,094 people who lived over the last 400 years. Think about how much trauma, pain, suffering, fear. Think about all that low density energy that has been experienced by all those people, especially many years ago when we didn't have as much freedom and we didn't have as much safety and security. So that's in our DNA. Our DNA holds that information. Our DNA is almost like a microcosm of our Akashic record and our familial generational record. So it holds a ton. And there's this idea that our DNA is like this static thing, and like that it just is like this, it's just like a code for like what color our eyes are and what color our hair is and how tall we are. But our DNA is so much more than that. It's the imprint of the entire universe, of the entire solar system, of the entire source energy. It's an imprint on a microcosm. And so it just like the planets move and the universe moves and our energy moves, that DNA is very flexible and changeable. So you will see people's DNA change as they heal. It's also affected by our external environment. DNA is in no way fixed or rigid. So if you've ever been told that you have like a genetic thing, like let's say a methylation issue, not all genetic things are shiftable, right? Like if you're born with a congenital defect, but things like a methylation issue, those are very, very changeable. Okay, so don't get locked into the idea that your DNA is fixed and stagnant. So what's happening with all this collective clearing, and we're also downloading new information that is changing our DNA. Okay, our DNA is upgrading. There are new light codes being integrated into our DNA. When you feel yourself going through this awakening process where you're like, hey, my current reality is like actually not what I want, and it's actually kind of bullshit. Like, I want more and better. I want more freedom. I want more abundance. I want more love. I want more joy. That's your DNA activating, and it's creating this. It's information downloading through your intuition as well, but it's changing your DNA. It's shifting you into a new type of being on Earth. So you can think of this as versions of yourself, right? We all identify with different versions of ourselves. This is coming in so fast. I gotta like slow down, right? We can all identify with different versions of ourselves. Think about yourself at 13 years old, yourself at 18, yourself at 25, yourself at 30. We evolve through these different generations. I'm so excited to see the version of myself when I'm like 85. I'm gonna be like a freaking boss bitch at that age. So more of a boss bitch. So this we're going through these upgrades, and it's happening to us each on an individual level, and it's happening to us on a collective, and it's also kind of happening to us in pods. So if you feel connected to a certain spiritual teacher or a certain group of kind of like sisters that you have connected to through social media, you're kind of in a pod that's going through a similar thing together. So you guys are like supporting each other on the journey. So it's happening in all different ways. But as this DNA upgrades and changes, and as our vibration is shifting, the physical body's got to catch up. Like, the physical body is super heavy and dense and slow compared to cosmic universal energy, compared to source energy. So our bodies are sometimes like, whoa, how do I catch up to this? So we've got to give ourselves the time and space for our bodies to catch up with these energetic, conscious, subconscious, soul shifts that are happening super, super rapidly now that we're in this whole collective shift, collective awakening. And just briefly on that topic, if you've been feeling like the stress or the anxiety around, all the things that have happened in 2020, know that this is just a shakeup for the universe, shifting the earth into a better vibration, into a better plane. It's time for the earth to evolve. And when you go through an evolution, it gets messy. So as a collective, things have gotten messy this year. And on an individual basis, things have gotten messy for a lot of us, right? Job changes, relationship changes, health changes. It's shaking it all up so that we can move into this new vibration. So as we're going through this shakeup, a lot of emotional stuff coming up, right? Like I had a day on Friday, I had to cancel. Lucky I had one client, I had to cancel her and be like, girl, I am not in the space to coach anyone right now. Like I need to just hunker down into my work. I need to cry. I need to release. I need to purge. I need to salt bath. I need to essential oil myself. Like I need to just go spend some time and graze my horse, like, and let all these shifts happen. I need to integrate this up level that's happening. And we don't know when these things are going to happen. It's like, surprise, here's your day. So a lot of emotional stuff coming up. All good things. It's all part of the release. It's all part of the upgrade. Additionally, with that, as the DNA is shifting and the new vibrations are activating in the body, physical symptoms can pop up. So personally, I've been having headaches for they've gone away for the last few days, knock on wood, but about 2 weeks, I was just getting headaches all the time. Not to do with hydration, not to do with anything, and that's so not someone who gets headaches anymore in my phase of healing. It's just an ascension symptom. So ascension is the process of raising your vibration and working your way towards enlightenment. And so you could have muscle pain. My back also went out. That hasn't happened to me in years and years and years. You may feel more fatigued, more tired, more triggered. These are just all symptoms that your body, your energy is shifting. So when you can start to see these symptoms as not something that you've done wrong or not something you need to correct or like start going crazy with your healing protocol and start supplementing more, it's really more a sign to just like slow down, let the body catch up to all this energy. So I was literally like shut down, knocked out so that my body could do this whole integration. And now that I've moved through that section of it, feels so much better, so much more clear, so much more light and alive. And so if you're experiencing anything like that, just know that it's part of the up level, it's part of the upgrade, it's part of the shift. And when you are doing your inner work to heal yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually, you are not just healing your own self, you are healing the collective. And you are also releasing dense energy in your soul family, in that 4,094 people, ancestors who came before you. When you release dense energy, you release it from those who came before as well. Especially, you guys know I'm super partial to emotion code. That when you release inherited emotions that come from your ancestors, you release them not only for yourself, but through the whole line back as well. So the healing work that you are doing is about you. It is about your immediate family and supporting them. It is also about all of your ancestors, and it is also about the collective, because as we each do this work, we are shifting major vibrations. So no wonder your poor little physical body, your poor little meat suit is freaking out sometimes, because this is really big stuff that's happening. This is, a big change for the whole planet. Planet Earth is evolving, and you are one of the souls that has volunteered to help make the change and make the shift. So congratulate yourself. Have a tremendous amount of self-compassion and realize that you are a light worker and you are a warrior for the ascension. And you need to rest. You need to have compassion. You need to go easy on yourself. You need to love on yourself. You need to rub essential oils all over, coconut oil. You need to play music. You need to eat delicious, nurturing food, whatever that feels like for you. You need to get in a salt bath or in the ocean, or put your feet in some icy cold water, a stream or a river. Like, you just need to have grace for yourself as you do this very intense soul work. So I am sending the vibration that you will move through this process smoothly and easily as possible, that you will embrace all the shifts, and that you will be guided to the best way of healing and growth for you. And don't forget to say your prayers, call on your angels, God source, and ask for assistance in moving through this ascension process as smoothly and gently as possible, because the angels, the universe, abide by the law of free will, and they cannot assist you unless you ask for help. So I will leave you with that. Feel excited, feel good. When the negative stuff pops up, just go, I'm shifting, I'm moving, I'm processing, and say your prayers of gratitude for all the good things and for the time and the space and the privilege of being one of the souls that gets to shift this planetary energy. So I love you so much. I'm sending you all my love, all my well wishes, and please comment if you have any questions.